Hey, it's Paul Baines with GreatDad.com, and I'm here with Hayden. And today we are looking at the mCable, and we are looking at the gaming edition of the mCable. Now, the mCable is it's a device that's relatively new. Their first one came on the market in 2015, and they have this new one. Yeah, this one came out in late 2017, and we had the opportunity to meet with the founder, Amin Shaban, who's the founder and CEO, and he explained how this new technology works, and was nice enough to send us one of these cables to try out at home. Yes, and we're going to talk today. We're going to talk about the gaming one, and we'll do another review on their cinema edition.
So this one here is actually the cinema cable, but they're both exactly the same except the ring is just red, and so
well, they look the same. They look the same except for one of the ring is. They do something slightly different.
On the cable, there is two ends. One says TV, and the other one says source. Basically, on the TV side, there's a little processing unit inside this that is powered by this USB cable that is attached to the HDMI cable.
Right. And the idea is that versus a lot of other cables that are out there, this is actually going to improve the output to your TV, so the output from your TV, even though the quality going in might not be as good, right? Mm-hmm. So as Hayden said, it uses USB to power this unit, which is just it's like a little microprocessor. Think of it like Intel inside. It's improving the entire experience through a mini computer that's inside this big piece of cable. And there are other cables out on the market. I'm sure if you've ever gone to buy any type of cables, whether they're just RCA or HDMI, they try to upsell you on paying $20, $30, $50, $100 for a gold-plated cable. Most of those cables or almost all those cables are going to do exactly the same thing. If a cable is faulty, what you'll see is green and really bad, perceptively bad quality images. And what usually happens if you pay $100 for a regular cable and you bring it home, you think you see an improvement in the resolution, but it's actually just a placebo effect. Mm-hmm. Now in this one, there actually is a discernible effect. And Hayden and I just spent a lot of time with it on our own TV, but we also poured over many reviews, all of the internet experts who really looked at high-level qualitative analysis, quantitative analysis. They did side-by-side comparisons. We weren't able to do all that. We don't actually have a lab here. But we did see a difference in our experience. So the game experience, explain why this helps in a gaming experience.
So basically what it does, it uses advanced anti-aliasing. So what that does, it just makes it so that diagonals are they're smoother. So it gives you, the image is much better than it would be. And also what it does upscaling from, say, 480p to, it tries to get to 1080, or from 720 to 1080, from 1080 to 4K. So usually this would be used for more you can use it on your console right now to get sort of closer to 4K, but it's better for, say, if you're somebody who's a vintage, game person, you're using some, Wii or, I don't know, some older console, you could upscale that to look more like 1080.
Yeah, so what they promise to do is take something like 480 or 720, improve it so that it looks like 1080, or 1080 that takes it to HD. So the effect is that it looks maybe brighter and clearer. And when we talk about these two different things, anti-aliasing and upscaling is when they literally add pixels. Like if you see a brown pixel, they'll add a second brown pixel to it so that the image looks denser, brighter, clearer. And then in anti-aliasing, that's when you see sometimes when you're looking at something that's been increased in size, you'll see like a scaling thing where a diagonal is like a stair-stepping effect that is really off-putting in a game. So you get brighter, clearer, and what's the other big difference, though, in a game like Fortnite that they say is really a competitive advantage?
It gives more depth. It adds better resolution so you can see enemies from farther. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Fortnite example they gave us is that in that really important the first setup of your game, you supposedly would have an advantage of being able to see more detail and be able to see where people are landing, right? Mm-hmm. Is that what your experience was? Yeah?
It's easier, they're more defined. Instead of being like small points.
Right. Right. So that a clear advantage looking through our PS4 onto a 1080p TV, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So they come in different sizes. They go 3, 6, 9 foot lengths. You have to have a USB power source.
Usually you'll have one in your TV, or usually in the console.
Right. So that usually isn't an issue, but if it is, you've got to solve that
ASAP.
that before you can actually use it. They cost start about $110, so not cheap. I mean that's about 10 times what a regular HDMI cable does. But the promise is that it helps. It gives you a higher quality experience, a high quality TV without going out and spending the extra money. The differences between those different links are only like $10 gradation, so you might as well get a long one unless you're really trying to keep the cable short. And the other thing is that you need to make sure that if you do get one of these, that you connect the most important connection is the end that says to TV. So if you're using this
one,
right, if you're using it to going into a receiver, don't use this from the source like a PlayStation or a Blu-ray into the receiver. Use it from the receiver out to the TV. That's an important point. They also promise 100% satisfaction. So if you don't like it, doesn't improve your experience, send it back to them. We saw, just pouring over the Amazon reviews, you get a lot of people who've taken a look at this subjectively, some objectively that they've actually done side-by-side tests, but a lot of subjective reviews where they actually could see the difference. And then some people just said, I didn't get it on mine. And what we've seen, and we'll talk about this in our other review on the Cinema Edition, is that on one of our TVs we saw not any perceptible difference. On our more recently purchased 1080p TV, the definition was clear in both the gaming and the Cinema Edition. Now, one more note about the gaming edition that's important, because there is a difference between the gaming edition and the Cinema Edition. The Cinema Edition is made more for movies. The gaming edition is more optimized toward graphic content. The gaming edition has been made to have a special switch inside it to step up Blu-ray content to the 24 frames per second that you get in Blu-ray content. So it will help if you're watching cinema content through your PlayStation or Xbox, right? Anything else? The setup is super simple. There's nothing to program. There's no apps. You plug it in. It works immediately. If you can see a difference, you'll notice it. And that's it, really. Yeah. Right? Okay, so that's the mCable Gaming Edition, around $110 on Amazon, and we'll be doing the Cinema Edition review coming up soon. Okay? Paul Banis with GreatDad.com. He's Hayden. See you next time.